on the desk, and he's going to be taking this one away.
That's right. You thought you could get rid of me. You can't get rid of me. I'm a global icon and a national treasure, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to go ahead and commentate some video games, and I'm joined by my main man, Walshy. Let's go ahead. This is going to be a sick matchup between these two incredibly talented teams.
Yeah, just so much sick skill on both these squads. I mean, I was questioning how Renegade was going to fit in on Splyce, but that question has been alleviated based on how I saw Renegade dropping some bombs yesterday.
Oh, man, Renegade, a fantastic player. He's really just come into his own, especially leading up to the Halo Championship and beyond. This Splyce roster just has so much to offer, and that's why every time I see them pop up on the schedule that we get to watch them, I'm always excited because their games are always intense. Also, Liquid on the other end, too. This is a team, this honestly is two very close games, and we already have a flagpole here for Splyce. Now they're just looking for these spawns that are going to be coming out of the red corner, and look at the way Boo Boo Dubu is applying the pressure on top of the rocks. This is fantastic stuff, and I think they have this flag over on the red side. Shooter is going to have possession of it, and this is going to be a flag cap here for Splyce.
That is a quick flag cap on Coliseum. They've made such efficient use of getting those slaves and pushing right away. One thing that stuck out most in my mind was that situation where Boo Boo Dubu just slid around the corner. He only had, what, 1 or 2 shots on that player on back flag, and to push in with that much confidence, knowing that you're going to win the fight, just shows how skilled these players on Splyce are.
Indeed, he's very talented. I mean, really across the board, man. These are all young players. That double kill is just absolutely filthy. Shooter looking good. He's going to hold off on the red cave here for the time being, anticipating that someone's going to apply some pressure on the green side, but he will have a teammate there on the support end as well. There's actually the sniper, as a matter of fact, and that is going to be in the hands of Stellar, and Stellar was able to pick that one up. Alternatively, on the other side, though, we have another flag run, but a nice shot there from Stellars. He's going to stop that one right in its tracks, but he has to go down there. He only has one teammate on the pickup, and he has to defend this flag. Pressure's going to be coming from the other side. They have no idea he's there as he jumps over them, finds him with the headshot. Oh, my God, gets the double kill, and that was absolutely disgusting from Stellar, and he's not stopping just yet, Walshy. The man's on fire.
That was incredible, and that also sets his team up in a great position to grab these rockets. At first, I thought that was a massive mistake, pushing over that far with Sniper when he had such a superior position, but he must have realized the situation and realized he had to get over there to help his team get that flag back.
I mean, you do what you can, and that is exactly the story of Stellar there, man. This guy, he always manages to find a way, and just what a stop. Eco with the rockets as he's looking to apply some pressure here, and he's going to have 2 of his teammates down, so that will hopefully even things up quite a bit for the time being. You know, pushed him back by Red and really just put the fear in them that he would ideally want, but they can't really execute on that flagpole, though, as Eco is going to get stopped in his tracks. Over now to Sub-Zero. See what he can do.
Yeah, that was a little interesting flag game right there. A little mind games going on as we saw Eco actually waste 2 different rockets trying to kill a player returning it. That player just kept dipping back and forth on that flag recovery because Eco was paying attention to how the meter was going down, and when he saw it going down, shot a rocket, but by the time he shot the rocket, player was gone. 2 wasted rockets, which is very rare in a situation we have these 2 top teams going against each other.
Power weapons, man, everything matters every second. You know, Halo really is a game of seconds, and if you're not thinking about how your movement, where your positioning could be, and how that could affect your teammate at that very moment, then you're clearly doing it wrong here. An attempted flag pull, though, from Rain. It's going to get stopped right by the red fountain, but it seems like Red Squad, Splyce, able to hold this one down, get the return back, reset, but they're getting pressure applied on the Liquid side. Liquid's doing a really good job of just keeping them in their base. Now Splyce have to figure out a way to force themselves out of there. Seems like they want to favor the green, push this forward, and maybe get in their face by Blue Cave.
Yeah, ideally on this map, your ideal situation is after you get the slaves, you want to take over Blue Cave, try to run that route. However, as we saw earlier, Splyce actually tried to run that one flag down towards bomb rockets when they did not have snipe side under control. So we're going to jump on with Shooter, who now has that sniper rifle over at his own flag and try to snipe across the map.
I just saw him go off. It was insane. He ended up getting a body shot on a player, Red Cave, and then nailing another shot as well. Just little details like that. He is going to lose that snipe, though, but we're going to stick on board here with Splyce and see what Renegade and crew can do. It's going to be a good kill there with the VR, waiting it out, seeing if anyone's going to be there for the support. And luckily for him, he's going to have a sniper rifle with 4 shots in it, so he's looking to put this one to work.
And he wisely did not drop down to go for that flag recovery. I think some amateur players in certain cases just think, I have to get that flag back as soon as possible. No, most importantly, get the kills. You get the kills first. That flag recovery's coming with it.
Christmas! Oh my goodness gracious. I cannot even believe it. Renegade, you need to stop. I got to take a shower. It was so dirty.
This kid is a freak, following up with a perfect kill over at Blue Cave. But I'm somewhat concerned. His team hasn't gotten over to pull this flag yet. Sub-Zero actually gets a kill on Shooter, who is their best objective player. How do they not have a flag pull?
I really don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, this is the part where, you know, you see a player go off and it's just like, there's such impressive kills and you want to highlight that. But this is an objective game. It's CTF. You got to focus on that. And they just weren't able to make it happen. But still, despite it all, that doesn't take away from how well, okay, he shot him in his toe, definitely. It doesn't take away from how well he played that whole run. Just super impressive stuff from Splyce. But now, once again, Liquid have managed to turn the tide in their favor, and they're pushing yet again on the red cave. But Eco, though, that's some good Magnum shots. It's going to make him back away for the time being.
Yeah, some great shots coming his way, but look at how much pressure he just continually puts on over at the red cave. Just putting a couple shots down. As the players push a little bit closer, he steps a couple steps away. Eco was on a killing spree there, but he set his team up in great position. Look at this, Sub-Zero and one other member pushing on that flag. Sub-Zero gets the kill, gets taken down. That flag is surely got to be done.
Yeah, that was a had he was able to get the kill on the red bridge, we probably would be singing a much different tune right now. But he wasn't able to make it happen. So kudos to Splyce to be able to keep themselves in that and just get the trades where it was necessary to the point where they won out because of the respawns and they had the slight man advantage. Flag has been returned. Oh, wait a minute. Shotzzy with a sniper rifle. Stellar thought he had something going, but instead you're going to have Shotzzy pulling off a double. Renegade's pushing up, gets the stick on him. Hello! Finds Sub-Zero, looking to make this flagpole happen, and just he's baiting it out. He was waiting for that opportunity, seeing if anyone was going to try and challenge him. He didn't want to get too greedy, and now he's just running across the other side. This is looking like it could be a cap for them. Shotzzy and Shooter getting the kills. Second cap on the board. Yes, please. Splyce go up by 2.
Jeez, just looking at that kill feed, seems like Shotzzy was going off and is still going off. I would switch to his POV, but maybe we can get that over in on Observer, because I know we were having a slight issue with that earlier, so we will get Shotzzy up on Observer for you at some point, because I was watching so many snipe kills there from Shotzzy, and it seemed like Renegade had little resistance during that whole time.
Yeah, indeed. Now, though, Liquid, they do manage to have control of the sniper rifle, taking it over to the red cave here. Ooh, and that's going to be the last bullet in that gun, so now they're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way with some pistols in hand. And again, this is one of the reasons why I just love the new settings, because Stellar is able to flank around here. He is able to get control and move around and be able to support his teammates. Oh, but unfortunately for him, he will fall. Renegade looking to clear out the trash on the red side, but seems like Splyce do manage to make that one happen, thankfully for them. Let's go ahead and jump over now to, let's go to Rain, because look again, despite the fact that the score is 2-0, I feel like I've seen Liquid on the red side so much more, Dave.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job anytime they get the slays, but it feels like they can't chain anything together. It feels like as soon as they get a few kills and get over the enemy base, they've only got the flag, what, to the fountain at the furthest? They haven't really made much progress with that flag across the map.
Yeah, that's right, indeed. All right, 2-0, guys. If you're just joining us, this is the first game of the series between Splyce and Team Liquid. Champ bracket action here. Both of these teams really just have such an incredible upward potential. Young, hungry, looking for the opportunities, looking for the chances. Look at there, Sub-Zero's going to find himself a melee on Boo Boo Dubu, but that nade could do him if he's not careful. But he manages to stay alive here. The nade, not enough.
Yeah, that player definitely saw the hit marker and knew that he was still one shot, but I believe that player got baited out. Yeah, so Sub-Zero's been zero shield in that cave.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there, Dave. You're so smart.
Yeah.
You were waiting for the opportunity. You were waiting for the opportunity. I can't. It's disgusting. And that's going to do it, folks. Team Liquid fall in game number 1, 3-0 to Splyce, but Splyce came out with just such aggression on each of their flagpoles. I have to say, that was really well done on the Splyce side. Liquid, though, never count them out. It's such a talented team with tons of potential. I'm going to keep saying that because, you know, these are young rosters, right? Guys who really made a name for themselves here in Halo 5. So I can't count them out. I can see this going to a Game 5. I will echo what was being said on the desk in some regard. I think we could see a Game 5.
Possibly, very possibly. Let's take a look at these stats, though, as you talked about how scary this Splyce roster is.
Ooh.
You have Boo who was kind of looked at in early Halo 5 as one of the dominant slayers. What are you looking at, Alex, before I fish up?
Dare I say, Sub-Zero was a little ice cold in that game.
Oh!
That's all right, we're the best. Okay, moving forward. Yeah.
But one thing I want to talk about is the Splyce squad, though, is they have someone like Boo. He was kind of looked at as that young gun, that up-and-comer, him and Hook, early on in Halo 5, like as kind of those two big prospects. Whereas Renegade and Shotzi in the second season of Halo 5 were looked at as kind of those new top guns. They've joined forces. You have 3 of the most promising players in the future of Halo as far as like how young they are, how skilled they are, all teaming up on the exact same squad.
It's scary. It truly is. And I think there was a question of leadership coming into it, right?
That question still remains for me. I have no question about each individual player's talents or even individual players' objective ability. I don't see many mistakes from someone like Boo. And Shooter is an incredible objective player. I noticed him make great flag routes, knows when to go straight for the stronghold. However, I just have a question of, does he know how to help teach his teammates? Does he have that respect from his other teammates and can lead them and say, hey, here's how we're going to go over films. Here's how we're going to help teach someone like Shotzi when and how to run the flag.
I have to challenge you, though. Is it necessary? Is it necessary? Or why can't they be a cohesive unit? Because when I look at Optic Gaming, yeah, one could say, like, Snakebite or, because he's always the more vocal one of the group. But even then, everyone just kind of knows what they have to do, right? Like, there's
You're comparing 4 veterans in the scene. I mean,
I know. I'm trying to make sense of it here because these two teams have pretty much the same issue, quote unquote. Does that make sense?
Yeah, here's an example. Ask someone like Hook. What was it like when he got an Envy? Was he just sort of like just sitting around, just playing? Or was he actually getting a lot of guidance from the likes of Pistola and Snipedown and them saying, hey, you know what? You're an incredible player. You have the potential to be one of the best players in the league. Now, here's a couple situations where you should look at the situation differently. Here's how you can run a flag and make it a standoff rather than us getting capped on. It's not just like, these players, these young players are not clueless by any means. But at the same time, you have to know that a player like Snipedown has a decade of experience in Halo. He has to understand the objective game much better.
I do agree. By the way, I heard we have a rec pack to give away, and I'm just going to go ahead and queue it up. Okay, not yet. We have a rec pack. It's a very special rec pack that we're going to give away here, folks. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still a gold rec pack, but, it's special in that, because I'm the best. So, that being said, let's go ahead and focus our attention on this next game. It's going to be Eden Slayer. Dave, this game can slow down if you're not careful. This is the part that kind of worries me a tad. We did see some fantastic aggression out of Splyce in that Coliseum game. Granted, objective game, very different. Do you think we could see Liquid bounce back here?
Well, here's the thing. When I think of slow-down game types, yeah, there are definite matchups and different teams that benefit from aggression. However, it's more so when you have kind of these mismatches with higher seeds and lower seeds. Because I feel like when you have a lot of lower-seeded teams, especially teams coming out of the open, the reason they got to where they are is because they have such good shots. They thrive in those situations. And so they don't seem to have that same cohesiveness when it comes to slowing down the game, knowing how to pick apart kills, and work together in those situations. So when it comes to 2 top teams like Liquid and Splyce, when the game slows down, both these teams are very comfortable in a situation like that. So I don't foresee this being the exact same example as we saw like Luminosity and Oxygen in the match prior.
Given, though, that that game, though, it throws me for a loop. I really can't begin to analyze that one because theoretically in that situation, Luminosity should have been the ones to be able to control the game, right? Theoretically, quote unquote, right? Pro team, open team, but that was insane. I don't know. This matchup is going to be
It's much tougher to control faster-paced game types, without a doubt. Like I said, you can slow down to Eden Slayer, let things not spiral out of control, whereas a Regret Slayer, things can spiral out of control really quick. You can get down by 10 or 12 kills, and the pressure's still on you. Whereas Eden, you can get down by 4 or 5 kills, say, all right, let's slow this down. Let's get in a base. Let's find where their weaknesses are. How are we going to set up on this map? Let them actually make some mistakes that we can capitalize on.
All right, folks. Well, enough jibber jabber. It's time for game number 2. Slayer on Eden. 50 kills to win the way it's always been. And let's go ahead and kick it off now with Renegade, one of Gosiami's favorite players to talk about, as they open it up with that first blood, getting that kill, first strike there. Good look thus far as they're collapsing heavy on this blue side of the base. But look at those shots coming in, and great magnum shots from Boo Boo Dubu, taking him out there. That is that's what you want to see, especially with the magnum.
Yeah.
Or actually, I was
trying
right.
to work. Especially that can be a pretty tough angle if you end up losing your zoom in that situation.
Yeah.
If you have the zoom, it's not impossible shots to hit right from that angle. So that was a really good job, just keeping the zoom, hitting those shots from, across that top bridge. But here's a game where it's slowing down a little bit. We see how it's
almost like I said that.
one kill difference. That's it.
I did say I did say it though. You know.
You did.
I mean, I'm going to take credit, and I'm going to say I'm the smartest in the game.
Clearly. I mean, I was asking to cast with you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, you were asking. I wasn't. I wasn't the one who made the schedule. So Sub-Zero with the sniper rifle over here by Red Plat, and he's really just waiting, waiting for the opening, right? Waiting to see if anyone's going to come and apply pressure. And look at that shot there, threading the needle. Shots, he just couldn't do anything.
One thing I want to reiterate from yesterday is, if you remember when we saw Liquid playing on this map yesterday, we saw Sub-Zero over towards that red bridge, and his teams were all at Red Bend. All 3 of his teammates got picked off a few different times, and it was one of those odd situations where it's like, all right, we see Liquid set up in this near-perfect situation, but all their members just got rolled somehow.
Yeah, I'd say, well, you know, for Liquid, this is definitely going to be an opportunity for them to be able to bounce back in this series, tied up 1-1. Look at that there. You had Renegade actually challenge Stellar, and he was able to get out of that one without getting shot from behind by Sub-Zero. And I love the angle Sub-Zero's taking here. You know, because these aren't typical angles that you're going to think about when you're pushing up on the bridge or you know, kind of challenging from low, right? You're never going to think, oh yeah, he's going to be underneath Red Cat, right? What are the chances of that? So just little angles that Sub-Zero's taking that I'm really liking here. And he's also just rotating around and ensuring that he's keeping the gun in his hands. But now the pressure's going to come out here, though, from Splyce. He's going to need some teammates there for support. Taking a couple wild shots as well, but he's really just looking for that one shot that's going to pop the shields. And unfortunately for him, that player had an overshield, so that was definitely not going to happen as they fall on that one, losing the red side. Now Liquid, though, they still have the lead by 2, but it is a fragile one there with Dave.
One thing that was interesting in that situation, too, is as he was dying, he decided just to jump out that window. I'm not sure what the ammo count was on that sniper, but in the event that he did have sniper ammo, he was going to make it tough for them to be set up in a perfect position. They're going to at least have to grab that, go through red windows, rotate to a specific spot. Like they weren't just going to be able to kill him in red base and be set and safe immediately.
And look at this. They're setting up right now for this next snipe, anticipating that Liquid's going to go up for it and grab it and then thrust right back into cover. And it has not been nabbed just yet. The picture-in-picture box there for a brief moment was actually blocking the sniper, and he's just intently looking at this with the light rifle. Keep in mind, light rifle hits you like a hammer. You know, just 2 shots in, and you basically pop their shields. You saw it right there, forcing him to have to back away, but they just do not have the angle. And that was a beautiful collapse there on Liquid, taking down 3, giving them the sniper rifle, and now that they have possession of this, I can expect Liquid to add a couple more kills to their lead. Of course, for Splyce, so they have to play sneaky. They have to take advantage of, you know, of the motion sensor, you know, knowing that they're not going to pop up. So it's about playing smart right now.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Splyce, though, we do have snipes in the hands of Liquid, like you said, and also Overshield should become up momentarily, like probably in the next 15 seconds or something like that, 15, 20 seconds. Yeah. So I'd expect Liquid to be more set up outside to be prepared for this. I'm not sure why Eco's more worried about these guys top bridge. I feel like he should be more worried about something like Red Bend.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to see if this overshield is going to be popping up. So the overshield is up now, and it has been picked up just yet.
Now it just got snagged by Sub-Zero right there. So that was at about the 7:41 mark. And for those new to the game, overshield comes up 2 minutes after it was last picked up. So the next one will be up at 5:41.
And we'll be sure to keep an eye on that one. But Liquid, they're continuing to add on to their lead here. one thing I will say, though, credit where credit is due for Splyce. They're picking the kills where they need them, and Shotzzy was able to find himself a double on that one. We can actually go ahead to Shotzi's POV here in the observer mode to see what the deal is. He does know that a player is going to be below him, moving in for it. Oh, man, he is going to go for the trade there. But still, they're trying to keep this game relatively close as best they possibly can.
Let's stick with Shotzi's POV through this death screen to see where he goes. Now, just as a disclaimer, we are not in fast forward right now. Shotzi's screen is a little quick. He does sprint across the map about 10 to 20% faster than other Spartans, but like I said, we are not in fast forward mode. Everything is just fine right now. But previously, one thing that Shotzzy did we saw on the side was he somehow got a double kill over at Red Bend during a standoff situation. That is so incredibly tough. Like, it's tough enough to pick off one kill in a standoff situation unless you already have some sort of power weapon. But in order to somehow turn and get some sort of double kill, I wish I could have seen that play.
And I'm looking right now, Boobadooboo with 3 kills on his end, Shooter with 3, Shotzzy with 7, so he is definitely the high scorer in this game here. But Stellar was able to come out on top with the light rifle, down by 10 as Splyce. Losing this one, wouldn't necessarily hurt as much, but every loss, every win, right? It all matters at this point in the champ bracket. And for Liquid, they want to be able to tie this series up big time. This is certainly the series they were looking to make this one happen. Overshield will be coming up in a couple seconds as well, Walshy.
I really like this play. They decide that even though they snag Sniper and usually want to get distance, they want to go challenge this Overshield. They realize how pivotal this Overshield could be if they're able to snag it. It just popped, and I believe that was Shotzzy who grabbed it?
Yes, Shotzzy.
Let's go on observer mode and see what Shotzi's going to do when he has Overshield and Sniper. Unfortunately, getting meleeed twice, and there goes all his OS, so not a bad trade from Sub-Zero. In some cases, someone's got to do that work. Someone's got to take down that OS, and in most cases, you're not going to be able to do that for free.
Yeah, I was saying, he has to let that Overshield charge. He was just sprinting around a little too much there. You got to be very careful. Shotzzy, though, does have a tendency to move around. Look at this rotation here from Liquid. They know that he's focusing his attention, especially with that shot going through. They surely have to know that he's really focusing on mid, but they doubled back, I guess anticipating a potential flank, but it seems like Splyce are just going to play this one out slow and get the picks where they can. They're down by 4. They were down by 10 just a little while ago. And with 4 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock, they have plenty of time to be able to get back into this game, Walshy.
Yeah, Splyce have 1 free minute just to try to pick off kills across the map, hopefully giving Shotzzy opportunities. So right now he needs to take advantage of that. The reason why I say is 1 free minute is because there are no new power-ups or power weapons coming up until that Overshield at like the 341 mark.
This could be bad. Finds one, and now they know it. He's like, whoop, gotta get out of there. Gotta pull a Zoidberg, like, whoop, whoop. Nice stuff there. Oh, wait a minute. The player's gonna come up and challenge him, though. Shotzzy, he's gonna be in a world of hurt. He just stuck himself. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think he expected to do that.
No, that was clearly not part of the game plan, but
but that was definitely part of the game plan, and that was really smart there from Sub-Zero because they're down by a small margin. They just do not want to give Splyce any added advantage, so they just decided to dump that sniper there. But Splyce do manage to get control of another sniper. That will be in Renegade's POV. They're only 1 kill away from being able to tie this game back up, Walshy.
Yeah, last time we saw Shotzzy doing a good job getting some kills. It seemed like Shotzzy doesn't have the same sort of confidence that someone like Renegade has, because you notice how he was picking off a kill over at Turbine side, and then he just backed down instantly, even without taking any shots or damage. Whereas Renegade, he is just so confident. He'll zoom in at an angle and then just challenge that fight and win it majority of the time. So it's a difference in playstyle, because Renegade's he's happy to jump out. He doesn't feel like he needs as much the element of surprise. He will just zoom in on a corner like that, or jump out and zoom in at a corner and rip off someone's face.
Just the way that they went for the challenge. Stellar knew that he was in the worst possible place he could be, and now we have Splyce up by 4. They were down by 4 just a little while ago, and they are poised to be able to take this one. They have managed to grab new ammo. Oh, but Renegade, he kind of had a little bit of a stutter step there, seeing if, because sometimes you can move around a little bit, especially at that long range, maybe juke out a player, especially with the Magnum shooting at that range. But
well, generally he wanted to hide in that corner where you could cut off that angle from Blue Bend.
That too.
But he saw the barrel was still up. He was like, come on.
Yeah, there's like
of course
nothing.
The barrel's still up.
Always. The barrel's always still up, man. That's how it works. It's never in your favor, stupid barrels. All right, Shooter. He gets picked off here, 45-42. Splyce only need 5 more kills. Liquid, though, after being in a dominating position, after being up by 10, the rotations worked out for Splyce. They didn't go after foolish plays. They just waited for their opportunities. They waited, and they were able to make it happen, picking up a sniper rifle at a key moment, just little details like that. And it's insane how this game is slowed down. Let's go over to the observer POV here. He has the Hydra. For those of you guys who aren't familiar, the Hydra has a lock-on capability where you can send these rockets up in the air, and they will lock on to their opponent. Heat-seeking rockets. Shotzzy, though. Oh, boy. Here comes the fight over here, and they're waiting for the new overshield to pop up. This is what the fight is for, as a challenge straight through, waiting for that OS here. Can Shotzzy pick it up as they're looking to time it? He's waiting for it, and no one from Liquid's going to challenge, so that is going to go to Splyce, and this game could have very well go to them if all things go in their favor.
That's going to be go time for Shotzzy. Shotzzy's waiting for one of his teammates to get with him, and I assume he's just going to start plowing through these bases, just trying to be kind of that front man who's going to start the fight. He's okay to take a melee. He's okay to take a few shots. He just wants to make sure he has one of his teammates to back him up after he's soaking up that damage.
And they just don't want to get back-whacked. That's the worst possible thing that can happen to Shotzzy here. He pokes around a corner and gets back-whacked, right? That's why he needs that teammate to just be able to run around, cause a distraction. And they have a minute remaining here. And look, he's pushing up on him. He has a Hydra, one shot for him, but his teammate's going to go in there for the challenge. No more overshield for him as well. 1 kill remaining, but he is going to get shot. And that's also why they were playing slow as well, because the sniper rifle was in the hands of Liquid, but it doesn't matter as Splyce are able to pick up their 50th and final kill. That will be a 50-46 victory. Splyce go up 2-0.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I would have ideally seen that overshield play out, because there's 2 arguments to that situation. One being sub-zero head sniper, and you don't want to force any sort of, you don't want to give up any free deaths. At the same time, though, that overshield's going to tick down and dwindle little by little, and I feel like in certain cases, especially a player as skilled as Shotzzy, him and Rain could have flown right into a base and at least gotten 1 kill, 1, maybe 2 kills if they were the aggressors. So that one is debatable. That one is, there's no objective, clear answer of what they were supposed to do in that time.
Well, for Splyce, though, they go up 2-0 here, and I mean, that's a heartbreaker for Liquid. They were up by 10 at one point, man. Like, they were really adding on to the scoreboard, but Shotzzy, yet again, 18 kills, 7 assists, 11 deaths. Down below for Liquid, player to look out for. Hopefully, Sub-Zero definitely found his groove in this game, especially with the sniper. Eco, though, he had 6 kills, but 10 assists, though. So at the very least, he was still contributing. Just, at the end of the day, Liquid just couldn't pull it out.
It's a tough one. Even though Eden's a game that does, it can spiral out of control when you don't get control of sniper, we don't have that overshield. I mean, we did see those last, 2/3 overshields going in the hands of Splyce, and that was the difference maker. Yeah,
the overshield rotations from Splyce were very impressive. That most certainly was the tipping point for them. Also, the sniper rifle picks that they were able to make happen as well were I mean, again, just Splyce played that so incredibly well. But as I mentioned before, we had a little rec code to give away, and I'm particularly excited for this rec code. It's a globally iconic rec code, dare I say?
What?
That's right, globally iconic. You want to know why? Because your boy is a global icon and a national treasure. Right here. Next one's going to be, I have my own rec code, just throwing it out there, okay? Do you, Dave? Do you? Does Onset and any of those jokers on the analyst desk? No, they don't. I do. Buy my T-shirt. All right. We're getting ready for the next game.
I'm unsubbing from your channel when I get home.
Are you even subbed to my channel?
I am.
Are you
don't even pay attention to your subs.
I do pay attention to my subs.
For those watching at home, Golden Boy doesn't know whether you are or are not subbed to his channel.
Listen, I'm an old man. I don't know how to work all the future technology and stuff. You and I should know. The fact that you even learn how to subscribe to someone is incredible, Dave, given that you're about 50 years old.
It was a pop-up ad. I thought I could win a $50 free gift card or something to my store of choice, and I got sucked right in.
Oh, dear Lord. This is great. I can only imagine everyone's like, you get this jerk off of the caster desk. It's okay. It's okay. This is the only one I'm doing, folks. No, but let's go ahead and refocus here. Coming up next, we're going to have Plaza Strongholds. This is another game type here that you just it comes down to it. I don't even know what to say anymore, because it feels like for Liquid, it's just about closing it out at this point. You know, it's about just finding that groove and closing it out. I'm really, really sad that they were not able to make that Eden Slayer game happen, because they looked like they were in firm control.
Yeah, it's tough when you go down 2-0 in a series, and especially losing like a heartbreaker like that. Plaza Strongholds, it's a tough one. When I try to compare Plaza Strongholds compared to a couple of Stronghold games out there, something like Rig, where Rig is kind of this fast-paced one where you can charge around, or once you start to lose control, you sometimes don't even get that breathing room. Plaza is one where you can start to get breathing room. It's just more about the decisions once the opposing team starts to go for that full setup. I also believe an update from the side station. I'm pretty sure Envy had taken down Ronin in game number
Ronin.
2.
Yeah.
They are also in game number 3. I'll find out what happened in Coliseum, but
I believe Envy's up 2-0.
I believe so as well, but we'll wait to get that for sure update.
Yeah. And if this game happens to end, we can always go over to the feature station and check out what are the games over there. But here are a couple highlights, though, from that last game, man. There were some good moments across the board, especially with the sniper rifle. I mean, look right there, Sub-Zero just threading the needle. So impressive. Right again. I mean, Renegade. I mean, these kids are just on another level right now, man.
Sorry,
Incredible
there was that
stuff.
challenge situation that I was a little confused about. Shotzzy, as soon as he hit that snipe shot, he ran away and then went back into red base instead of just charging out over again towards like red turbine.
Yeah.
Which to me, Renegade instantly he not only would have peeked around the corner, he probably would have jumped.
Yeah, yeah. It's man, these players, all 8 of them, they are most definitely on another level here. I'm excited because for Liquid, you know, they can rally back. They can win this game. This is not out of their reach by any stretch of the imagination. But for Splyce, you have to be excited for this team, man. I mean, this is a squad that many believe that the Pro League caliber team, they belong, you know, amongst the elite. They are proving it here, and they're so young. I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, they have a lot of promise. They've shown some great placings at tournaments end of last year, but also even like Worlds, they fell short. They didn't place where we all thought they were. I was like, you know what, Splyce is a top 3 team in my books. I thought they were like a top 3, top 4 team, just outside of Envy, Liquid, and Optic. But right now, showing that this change off season, the practice that they've been putting in, is paying off as they are taking it to Liquid at the moment. 2-0 in the lead.
Let me shift over here, Dave. I want to be next to you. Also, I just can't be triggered by my symmetry problem. I have an issue. I mean, they told me that they weren't going to put me on camera because of the gut, but I'm glad we were able to make it happen. So you guys could see this. You could see what we're working with, baby, because it's unbelievable. And then Dave.
I'm here too. Jesus.
No. Just so, guys, thank you so much for joining us here. We're in for the next game to start up in just a little bit, as this is game number 3. Plaza Strongholds will be coming up between Splyce and Team Liquid. Splyce up in the series 2-0, especially after the comeback victory that they had on Eden Slayer. You know, Splyce is feeling particularly good right now. For Liquid, though, I was looking at their cameras. They look frustrated, but it didn't look defeated. They just look like, oh man, we can make this happen. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, at this point in Halo 5 too, it's about who's playing better that day, and also it can be like matchups as far as game types. I don't have the exact stats. I mean, we got to give a shout out to Halo Data Hive for all the stats that they tweet us throughout the events. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure how well-rounded we see a squad like Liquid is on something like Eden Slayer compared to Splyce, because I think of Splyce as this lane powerhouse.
Very true.
And Eden is one of those maps where, yes, you do have a lot of sight lines. You do get a lot of help from your teammates, but it's also one of those that you don't really get to collapse in nearly as much or get as much cross-map fire compared to something like Regret and Truth, where you're able to almost fully isolate a team in one location. I mean, there's a few instances of that where you can start spawn killing a team over at base or get them spawning at Blue Closet, but it's nowhere near as exacerbated on something like Truth or Regret, where players can just continuously have some sort of angle from a safe position and get those slays. So Splyce are able to actually isolate a lot of like 1v1s and get the fights that they want.
Yeah, and that is just one of the things that they're so good at, right? In the 1v1s, their magnums are just on another level. Also, to update everyone, why there was a little bit of a delay. Well, you could blame those guys on the screen right there, Splyce, because they drank a little bit too much water, and they had to get up, and then they had to go, take care of business. So hopefully we're going to get this game going here. He's still drinking water, though. Does he not get the memo? Like, when you drink, you can't just come out of the bathroom and then just drink water, okay? It's just, you got to, let your body get back into it, Dave.
Dude, I can't blame him. I drink a lot of water myself, so, I mean, stay hydrated. It's an important.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey. It is what it is. We're gonna go ahead and start the game here, folks, in just a little bit. Thank you so much for joining us, though. The 4th seed versus the 5th seed. You couldn't ask for a closer matchup here. Splyce and Liquid. But Liquid, though, are down 2-0 as we get ready for Plaza Strongholds. 100 points to win. The mission of the game type: control more points than your opponent, more stronghold locations than your opponent, and then you start to accrue points. Look out for the camo that will be spawning at the start of the game. That could, typically the first camo is a hit or miss. We'll see what happens there. They might pick it up and get away with it, or they might not. But for Rain, though, that was a beautiful jump right across, and he is charging straight forward into the nest, and they're looking to take advantage of this spawn that they have, get control of nest and bottom mid.
Yeah, obviously prioritizing getting control at nest. Now it's just about what positions are they going to get to control bottom center. You'll notice many of these teams, when they do spawn cafe, you wonder, all right, why don't they go for bomb center right away? It's kind of this all or nothing play. Sometimes you can secure that immediately, but if the opposing team realizes that you commit too many members on the bomb half of the map, you just give up that map control. They can pin you down from above and get those slays, and eventually just take bomb center back immediately.
Well, now you're starting to see Splyce here while she tried to challenge this. Shotzzy able to find a kill there on Rain. He manages to find himself a double kill as well, and he's going to be inside of the point. Eco, though, will get picked off by Shotzzy. That'll be a triple kill. Let's go over to the observer here and see, because this kid is going off right now. A triple kill for Shotzzy. It just like go over. Come on, man. Why you got to do that to me? Anyway, that was a good run for him, and that gave him control of bottom mid. And look at this angle here, right on top of the nest. Just, again, good stuff. But it seems like Liquid, though, are looking to answer back and get control yet again, put some points on the board.
Yeah, and this is a little confusing for me why Boo dropped down that situation. He must have been trying to help Shotzzy, clearly. But getting that out BR over on Sub-Zero, who had the first shot, gained that nice reversal medal. We're going to see what Renegade and the Splyce crew can do with this trip cap at the moment, because these are the moments that define Eden. It's when you get trip cap, how long can you hold on to it? How much can you capitalize on? How much can you make the opposing team pay with their lives trying to charge out and stop that trip cap?
One thing I do want to point out there as well, Shooter, such a great job, just going in there to support his teammate, right? Like, the frustrating thing if you're a member of Team Liquid is you think you're going to play against, we were talking about the 1v1s, but the other thing that this squad does very well is you think you're in a 1v1, but like a stray bullet will find its way over to you, and you're just like, are you serious? Like, did I, well, come on, man. Can I get some help here? And there's just not much you can do, because Splyce just do such a good job of being able to communicate with one another. They are currently losing bottom mid here, while at the same time regaining nest. Liquid looking to get back to the game. Shotgun, though. Shotty to the body. That's going to find Eco and shut him out right away. But the nest has been reset. Can they go in there and stop bottom mid? Yes, they do manage to reset bottom mid. But he will fall, though. Still a beautiful run for Splyce thus far.
One thing I really liked about that play from Shooter right there was he sat over towards that towards cafe side, towards flowers, and instead of just immediately dropping towards bomb center, he waited until members of Liquid committed back towards bomb center. Sure, he could have dropped earlier and gotten that reset. Instead, he waited until someone else got out of position. He didn't want to let someone else get first shot or know where he was and give away his positioning. So that was so smart by Shooter, because him and one of his other teammates just kept baiting that bomb center. It's funny because it's more likely, actually, that player from Liquid are going to drop into that bomb center hill when they realize it's about a third cap, rather than it being a full capture again. So in essence, it was actually better that he did not reset it, because it baited a player from Liquid down into that stronghold.
And it looked like their Team Liquid were eager to be able to put bodies on the trip cap, but they were able to, secure themselves on the flower side. But still, though, they gave up nest, and they had to recorrect themselves and send players over. Kudos to Splyce for being able to read that play and just charge straight for nest and go for it. But also, it's one of those things that's like timing, right? Luckily for Stellar, he's able able to find one that was one shot right next to him near the nest. And this is looking like it's going to go to Team Liquid and a trip cap. But you mentioned before, how long can you maintain a trip cap? That's going to be the question here as they're looking to get right back into this game.
Yeah, it looks like Splyce clearly prioritizing that nest area. In most cases, when you're trying to stop that bleeding, just going straight for yard. But looks like Splyce might not only stop the bleeding, but also cut a wound into Team Liquid as they're grabbing yard and nest.
They have managed to get control yet again. And this
looks like they're going for 3 strongholds at the same time, because originally they're going for yard, and then clearly they're able to get nest and bomb center.
Ooh, camo's up. It's going to be burned at 7:31. We'll see it a little bit later, though. We'll be sure to keep an eye on that one. And there goes the trip cap for Splyce, as well as a fresh shotgun. So Renegade looking around with a shoddy BR combo, and the BR, man, hits like a hammer. Does a lot of damage here, but from behind, the shotgun, though, will be his best friend if he's able to shoot it. But no, he is not given that opportunity to make it happen. And because of that, that is going to shut things down here. But still, the triple cap, though, for Splyce in effect. 67, 69 to 39. A 30-point lead here, Walshy. And finally, Team Liquid were able to make something happen and get Nest.
Yes, that is absolutely what they need to do. If you get a choice of stopping the bleeding somewhere, Nest is a great spot to get, because you can actually transition over and get bomb center if you decide to come to the resources, or you can actually send one player over towards yard. So Nest is an ideal stronghold to get back if you have a choice. But in most cases, players are going to go back towards yard just to stop the bleeding. It's the safest spot, because generally all you have to have is numbers there. If you have 2 of your teammates there, they need to somehow match that firepower with 2 of their own.
Dave, this is one of your favorite things to say. Are you ready for a listening?
Yes, can I do it?
You can do it. You can do it. That's why I want. That's why I want to do it.
Who's it going to be?
It's going to be with Team Liquid.
All right. And now, time for listening with Team.
Oh, no.
Flowers?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I got shotgun. I died, Tim. Oh, shit. I'm coming. Keep living, Tim. Keep living. Nice. Take this one loop, Tim. They did. Yard beyond.
I needed it. Hitting right side.
I'm pushing through LR.
Okay, yard BR weak.
We just don't die here. We just don't die here.
Don't live. Don't die.
No loop, one shot, Shotzi.
Camel's 31. It's
No,
late.
you
Don't worry about it.
got
Top snipe, I think, somewhere.
Behind you. Yeah, I'm trying to lift.
One shot on me, back
Behind you, B. Yeah,
Alright,
okay.
just no more deaths for this. No more deaths for this.
Okay.
We're in good spots.
I'll tell you where it's Right.
We can dip. We can mark it.
Camel's 31.
We got dip.
Got check. Keep living.
Nice.
Got shot too.
One shot.
It was renegade.
31 Camel,
Wait,
guys.
one shot. Top middle, guys.
No, it's 31. It's 31.
Got camo. Come on.
Yo, driveway, going stream.
It's still up. It's still up.
Okay, can we get camo?
Camel's going for it. Camel's going for it.
No, I can't. I can try.
Yeah, you should be able to get it, you should be able to
Go
get
on,
it.
spawn
Nest, posters.
Yeah,
Nest,
okay.
posters.
That's weak.
Renegade.
Shooter's weak as well.
Yeah, believe.
One shot B.
Camo.
On Nest though.
Dead.
Oh, you got
Dead.
it.
Three dead. Yep. Tram spawns maybe? Or blue.
Okay, I'm pushing yard to you.
No, everyone can
No, yeah.
Good listening there with Team Liquid, as we have one thing I do want to give some credit to also is really just the composure that they have. They have a trip cap. They're looking to get back into this game. So that listening couldn't have come at a better time, because Team Liquid have managed to get control of the game yet again. They have the lead. Similar to what we saw before, Dave, this is what I want. I want Liquid to close it out, because they have the capability to make it happen.
Yeah, but it looks like as soon as they lose a few members, they kind of all fall like dominoes. It's one of those situations where it felt like Sub-Zero got a little desperate. You saw how Bomb Center was being converted, and clearly you don't want to give up a stronghold. But at the same time, once you start to have a few members drop down, one of these pros, the reason they're so good is they know how to mitigate their losses. They know when to cut their losses and say, all right, we've lost a couple members. Let's see if we can just pick off a free kill or two. And it felt like Sub-Zero went into that fight just realizing like it was an all or nothing sort of thing. He didn't know exactly where that player was in Bomb Center. I don't think that player was damaged at all, and he tried to be the hero of the day by getting a kill
Trip cap.
and a reset on a player where he didn't know where the location was.
Despite that, though, Dave, they do have a trip cap, 99 points. They have control, and that's going to be a victory as Team Liquid managed to pick up one, which means, Dave, I get to commentate at least one more game. God bless. So,
A victory for Liquid fans.
and a victory for me,
And
but
a loss for all the rest of the spectators out there.
A loss for the for the fans of competitive Halo. No, but Team Liquid, though, that's what I wanted. I wanted them to close it out. It's very much a frustrating situation in a Strongholds game when you're at the finish line You see it in front of you. You're like, I got it. All I got to do is just take 5 more steps. And then out of nowhere, someone just breezes right past you. And you just, like, what are you supposed to do, about that, right? Like, I'm glad Liquid were able to find themselves, get that win. And now here we are. Liquid answered back. Not out of this just yet. No 3-0. But let's take a look at the stats here because Stellar had a really good performance. And to be fair, across the board, everyone played very well. But Liquid were able to find themselves.
Yeah, this is the first game we've seen Liquid outslay Splyce. Obviously, the only other option would have been game number 1. But during this time, it's a comforting feeling. These players are in a situation where they're playing against best teams in the world. You can't always be prepared for some sort of 3-0 victory. Sure, you don't want to go down 0-2 in a series, but every single one of these players is just going to take it game by game. You can never get in the mentality where as soon as you start to set up expectations about what your score should be and how you should be doing, that's as soon as you set yourself up for disappointment.
Indeed.
Because I've had that before in tournaments where we'd go through some early rounds and we'd be like, all right, guys, we're not going to let them get a single flag cap. And then we give a flag cap like early on, and it's just like, all right, what are we doing, guys? We need to step it up. And it's like, no, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to win game by game. Play your game. Clearly, there can be mistakes that are made that you can reevaluate later, but you just need to worry about the victory, worry about the moments in the game.
It's very funny hearing you say that because I don't know if you heard earlier, I asked Strong Side a similar question. It's like, oh, how do you like feel this one out, right? And Strong Side gave a Strong Side answer. He's like, well, you can't take them lightly. You just can't take them lightly. You got to play. This is my best Strong Side impression, and. It's funny hearing you say that because that's the mentality that I would imagine a lot of other teams have, right? Where they just get, they think that they're on top of the world and nothing will stop them, right? And when something does go wrong, it's about how you bounce back, right? It's about reacting in the negative moments. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, now, think about even to someone like Optic at Worlds. I believe the only game they lost was to Supremacy, their very first game of the tournament.
Yeah.
And if they went the mentality that they had to win every single game, can't drop a single game, they would have been crushed. But instead, they're just like, you know what? They played a really good game. We have to just bounce back and just take every single match as serious as possible.
Not everyone can have the famous national champ FB run of many, many years, decades ago.
That's
Forget
true.
the
That's
year,
true.
Actually. It's a famous run, too. And
10 years ago now?
10 years ago. It was 2008, right? 2008 or
2007.
2007.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. We're old. You're old. I'm old. I remember watching that. Yeah, because didn't you play Shadowrun that day too or something?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah,
Let's see.
Shadowrun.
I took second national Shadowrun. Let's see. I forgot what I took in free for all, top 3 or top 4.
You were good at free for all? Man, look at you.
Hey, come on now.
I know. I'm just giving you crap. All right, guys. We have a great series in our hands, wherever the hands may be, because it's great. It's going to be Splyce Liquid. If you're just joining us here, the series at 2-1 in favor of Splyce. If Splyce win, they move on to the champ bracket on the winner's side. But if Liquid win, we're going to go to a Game 5. Capture the flag on Fathom. Walshy, who do you want to jump to?
I want to kick it off with Boo Boo Doo and see where he's going to go off the start. Another thing I just saw from the side feature station is their match is over, so I'm assuming that's an empty victory. We need to get you some more updates from the floor, though, so we will let you know as soon as we can get an update about that match.
That's right. So, production, if you're listening, update on that match. Gracias. Okay, so, Boo Doo. He's hanging out over here right by the blue vat. Flag's already going to be moving here, and this is a chance that Liquid, to be able to answer back quick. The dreaded reload comes through, and it seems like this will be a cap for Liquid right away, man. We're just 30 seconds into the game, and we already got our first cap for Team Liquid.
Dude, my mind wasn't even in the right spot right there, because all I was just looking at was I was looking at Boo Boo Doo's name, and I realized how tough it is to say as a commentator, because it's 4 syllables. It's 8 letters.
Thinking about the hard stuff there,
4
Dave.
syllables. Whereas Shooter, his is 7 letters, only two syllables. It's a bit ridiculous.
Say oxygen supremacy.
That is pretty tough.
30 times. That just, I can't even begin to say that in the cats.
Oxygen supremacy's Boo Boo Doo. That would be a nightmare. Don't you ever join that team, Boo Boo.
Yeah. Just way too much to say at one given time. Okay, TAC Magnum though in the hands of Renegade, and I like the TAC Magnum, man. It's a nice, it's a good throwback to CE too, the way it looks, right? Like getting that zoom in there.
All right, the TAC Mag also bothers me a little bit too.
Okay. tactical Magnum.
Well, because, all right, the scope, the silencer, I get all that. That can make it better. However, why can't you just pick up normal Magnum ammo with it? Does the tactical, does it have different ammo too?
Yeah,
like,
I know. You.
To me, it packs the exact same punch. I should just be able to pick up other Magnum ammo.
Well, what's funny is we have Frankie in the crowd here, so we're gonna have to really get down to the brass tacks here and figure out. It's literally unplayable, okay? It's literally unplayable at this point. You bring up such a great point, Dave, but I have to say, man, this has been Team Liquid through and through. Splyce just cannot seem to figure it out on Fathom. They're making this flagpole right through the bottom edge. Shooter has to be able to answer back. He has a battle rifle. And that player took a considerable amount of shots there, but it doesn't matter because he got the flag over the hump, and that is going to give him 2-0. Team Liquid, one away from being able to tie this one up. Splyce, though, maybe they could do something with the camo, but the railgun's just going to come out of nowhere like an RKO, and that is going to be Stellar getting that pickup there for Liquid. Not today, he says.
Yeah, that was incredible plays that Liquid. The most impressive part to me right now is that Liquid are only outslaying Splyce by 2 kills. So they're doing an incredible job of every time they get slays, they're already on the opposing flag. They're already pulling it back. You notice how we saw members of Splyce during that last capture. They had control of top center. You saw Shooter top center, yet they're still capping the flag, just taking the perfect flag routes as they're getting kills.
I look at Stellar's Magnum there, and it just made me feel so bad because my Magnum is nowhere near. And Stellar, man, look at that. He's able to find a kill. This is the last flag cap, and Sub-Zero puts it in. Fatality! And that is going to be a 3-0. We are going to Game 5, ladies and gentlemen. Liquid answer back, and that was a very quick game of Fathom CTF. A game that, dare I say, could feel like it will go on for an eternity. This time around, though, done quickly.
Dude, yeah, if I was in one of those guys' shoes, I would have so many corny lines. Like, if I was, like, Sub-Zero, I'd be like, you know, finish him. Like, get ready for Game 5, stand up.
The thing is, you don't say it, right? You just got to, like...
I do say those corny lines, though.
Well, we say it because we are just old men who clearly, you know, think it's funny. You know, and to me, it's hilarious. But there's like this 13-year-old kid right now in like the chat. He's like, these guys are so stupid. And I'm just
all right, how about this one, though? All right, if Shotzi, if he wins, stands up, shakes his hand, Shotzi!
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Dave, no. That actually was bad even by my standards.
No way, man. You never played Yahtzee growing up?
I did play Yahtzee growing up, but I can't condone those kinds of activities. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. This is how quick this game was. It was a 3-minute, 19-second game, 3-0, definitely. And we have...
No double-digit kills.
No double-digit kills. This is insane. That was so fast. Did we, I mean, like, should we play it again? Like, I don't know at this point.
The other impressive part was how many unfunny jokes we could get in 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
I'm impressed as well. I'm impressed. I'm actually really happy about that. You know, we had over 1,000 damage for Stellar and Shooter, but basically it was just all objective from, and that was really Stellar with that railgun, keep in mind, right? That's what he was really putting the work in. Sub-Zero, top tier objective play there. With 3 flag caps on that one. I mean, the grabs came from
4
from
grabs
Eco
still.
as well. Yeah.
4 grabs over the course of 3 minutes and 20 seconds. That is absolutely nuts. And then the fact that they're able to actually get 3 caps during that time period.
Yeah, that's how many caps you need to win, Walsh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
for sure.
absolutely nuts.
All right, guys. Well, let's see here. So we had a tad bit of an issue on our end here. That we are going to try and resolve. We're going to get this game going in just a second, though. So big thank you to everyone who has joined us here today. Liquid, though, tying this one up 2-2 in the count. Game 5 in just a little bit as we wait for this one to unfold. And I stand corrected. It was just Walshy actually clicked the wrong button and broke everything.
Totally not true.
And then I just
All
now,
right,
as I was
partially
talking
true.
just now, I just fixed it. Me, solely me, nobody else. Not the production team, not anyone else. I fixed it. This face right here. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, Dave, you know what? We were looking at a 3-0. We were thinking to ourselves, this is going to happen, man. This is awkward. We were like, you know, these two teams are pretty evenly matched, 4th, 5th seed. We felt relatively confident that it was going to be a 3-0 because of the way it was going. But here we are now. This is Game 5. Anything's possible. Who do you have?
Anything's possible, but at the
I have
same
to tip my
time,
hat to Liquid.
Yeah, it's tough not to choose Liquid. The fact that they took those last 2 games, especially game number 4 in dominating fashion. You also got to keep in mind, though, the slaying prowess. Like, we have yet to see Liquid heavily outslay Splyce. I mean, that Team Slayer game was 50-46, so super close in favor of Splyce. But Splyce were actually able to bring that one back from like a 10 or so kill deficit. Yeah. When I think of these teams matched up as far as how good they are in Slayer, I think of Splyce as being kind of that slaying squad. That's kind of how Renegade got his name, from those Game 5 Slayers when he was with Straight Rippin'.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm totally with you, man. And Renegade on that Straight Rippin' team, I'm sure he learned a lot, right, coming out of it. Because Straight also as a team find themselves in the Game 5 situation, right? You have a lot of veterans on that squad. How do they react to the situation? There's just so much pressure here for Splyce, so much pressure for Team Liquid, but very, very impressed across the board. If you are a fan of competitive Halo, this is exactly what you want to see. It's going to be Slayer on Plaza. Slayer on Plaza, Walshy, I got to get your thoughts here, because the 2 Slayer games that we had, now that I see the Slayer on Plaza, because I didn't have the paper in front of me, I'm a bad commentator, I got to give this one to Splyce. Wow, now, I changed my mind. I'm sorry.
You convinced yourself to change your mind.
I convinced myself. Am I wrong, Dave? Am I wrong?
I find it tough. Like, this one it's a coin toss to me, just because, like, we see the momentum Liquid has going in after winning those last 2 games. But when I just look at shooters on paper, I think of, or when I look at Slayers on paper, I think of Splyce.
That's interesting that you say that, though, because Liquid have some great Slayers on their team. So it's actually, that just is a testament really to the 2 players there. Sub-Zero is able to pick up a double on that one as we shift over to Eco's perspective, playing bottom mid. 5-1 here. And you know what? I think I'm going to change my mind. I think I'm going to go with Team Liquid.
Oh, my God. Flip-flopping over here 3 times.
Oh, man. Might as well be a politician with all the flip-flopping I'm doing. Dear Lord. But I do think, though, such a strong start here for Team Liquid, despite that. But again, you're right. Never really count out Splyce. This is a team that could really catch fire any given moment. But with Sub-Zero and possessing the sniper rifle, I have to say, this is tough. This is tough, unless they're able to pick them off right away.
I like this rotation, and surprisingly not able to get finished. I could have swore I saw Sub-Zero getting shot in the back as he went down driveway, so I thought for sure he was going to drop instantly. But right there, 6-kill lead for Liquid. We're going to see if Splyce can actually grab that weapon. We know both the teams
Rain
will be
has
watching.
it right now. Rain has it currently, so let's go over to his perspective, and he has it in a good spot as well. This is a very common spot here, right? Top of the nest. You always see this. If you play matchmaking and you run into Plaza Slayer, chances are your sniper's taking this one over to the top of the nest, and it's no different here, right? It's just a really good spot. You know what you're going to get out of it, but still, though, Splyce only down by 5 here.
Wow.
They need shots just like that to be able to add on to this lead, Liquid. More than capable.
Great job by Rain, realizing that he should just pull out the pistol, finish off that kill on Renegade. No need to waste more ammo. Getting a nice shot over there on glass. I thought it was good enough for a headshot, but that is going to be enough to get his squad the overshield. That one was picked up at about the 9:47 mark, becoming 2 minutes later. Now I'm a little curious as to why he's pushing up so far with that snipe, just getting a little too aggressive.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious about that as well, because that seemed like a very odd play. Maybe he had no more ammo left in the snipe.
He had like 1 or 2 bullets, but regardless, it felt like a suicide mission there going in toward Yard. Either you are going to go clean up that 1 kill, because I didn't see his teammates pinching in toward Yard yet, so either you're going to, clean up possibly a kill there, but at the same time, you're also going to spawn the opponents out across the map when new sniper should be up within that next minute. So new sniper will be up for 10 seconds, and now because of this push by Liquid, we could see Splyce with a superior positioning.
Yeah, and I have to say another thing that I'm seeing as well is Splyce are really trying to collapse them as they're spawning by them. Oh, no. Was that a yoink?
Ripped
out
that was a yoink.
Oh, he ripped them out, man. Oh, dear Lord. That's like some kind of bad 80s song reference somewhere, but I just completely missed it because my brain just isn't working right now. So I'm just moving on from that. 22-18, though, Dave. This is looking like
This is a game. It's a game again. Like, beforehand, it looked like Liquid would run away with it. We're going to have to see if Sub-Zero can give him back that cushion, because prior they had such a large lead. They had a 7-kill lead. They had the better positioning. But look at this now. It just seems like Liquid, despite having the weapons, despite having positioning, they're trying to force pushes in towards Yard.
I mean, You know, yeah, and then, even then, and you see right there, right? Sub-Zero's getting shot from Nest. That means that they had to have a player either spawn up on Nest, or I need to look around here because where did that guy come from?
I think in this most recent instance, they could have possibly been pushing toward Jarge since they lost Nest area. However, prior to that, it felt like they were just trying to forcefully push toward Jarge.
It looked like
when
they had 2 bodies.
It didn't seem like they needed to.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you're right. But in Liquid, they are going to be up by 6 here. So yes, while it is a game, it is possible. Now that the overshield is up, this is going to be absolutely critical for both teams to get. And who managed to get control of it? Oh, Splyce! They managed to get the overshield. We saw that all through the lens of Sub-Zero, and that has to be frustrating to watch as you think we have the coverage, and yet they just yoink it right from under their noses, and that is a frustrating one. And now look at the collapse coming in. This could very well be Renegade and the rest of the crew in Splyce getting back into this game.
Renegade is looking for that sniper ammo too. Did not realize how much of it Sub-Zero used. I believe he used every single bullet there. So now it's only a 4-kill game, yet we have yet to see Splyce with the power weapon, with the sniper in their hands. So it's pretty much been always in Liquid's hands, yet it's still a close game. So I wouldn't consider this over yet. I feel like if you can get the sniper in the hands of Renegade or someone like Boo Boo, this game could easily swing in Splyce's favor, but we still have to wait another minute for something like that to happen. And I feel like this standoff situation also favors Splyce because even the time where Liquid had power weapons, they were giving up kills toward Jard. And, you know, right now it seems like it's even in Slays, but I still think that Splyce can come ahead in these standoffs.
I think that this next sniper, we have overshield coming up in a couple of seconds here. Sniper rifle is going to be up soon. This next wave of power weapons and power-ups, this is going to be the telling point. If Renegade and Splyce can get control of this, this could very well be the thing that tips it in their favor. But it's all going to come down to some smart Halo that they're going to play as they are currently down by 5. You're going to have overshield sniper coming up in 10 seconds, and the overshield's going to follow after that one. But it seems like Splyce, they don't have control anymore.
Nope.
And this is going to go to Liquid.
Yeah, that's going to be a new Liquid sniper for the 3rd time in a row. Let's jump on with Stellar, who grabbed that weapon, rips off Shooter's face, and is sitting above the dip. I like this positioning. The reason he's rotating over here is he wants to have a good angle on the overshield. He realizes that top of the stairs is not a prime spot to be because so many players can put pressure in from light rifle or from glass.
They burned the overshield as well, so now Splyce, their only option to be able to get back in this game is to get the sniper off of Stellar's hands. And Stellar has plenty of shots left to be able to put them past the 40 mark here and pretty much extend this lead as much as possible. At this point now, it's coming down to Splyce. Just they have to make plays. They have to catch Liquid off guard. They have to make mistakes. That's going to be very hard given that they're playing around Stellar here.
They have to collapse in and finish off the snipers. Every single time they start to get some control on the map, they're never able to close in and actually get that power weapon, which they're actually going for.
There you go.
Finally flying in and taking that weapon back. But we're going to have to see if they can actually make use of it. Because right now, we have it in the hands of Renegade. Mr. Game 5 himself. Only 3 kills down. He has 5 bullets. This is not over yet, folks.
They are still very much in it here, Walshy, and Renegade's going to go on the rotation. He knows that there is going to be someone below because the call-out has been made, but he will have a teammate there to back him up. If he can get up top, and he won't be able to make it in time, and he dies as the gun is still in his hand. That is a heartbreaker. Player's going to be bottom mid as well. 42-37 down by 5, able to find another one there, but Rain is going to follow up with the kill in turn. Eco now on his perspective. Still up by 5. Pressure's on here. 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Probably the nerdiest thing I've ever seen in my life here, but Eco's going to take full advantage of this as players are just going to creep around the side. He's going to try and mimic Batman here.
He's going to basically go for a trade in most cases here. Anytime someone gets weak in the situation,
this is
he's
beautiful.
totally fine with that trade. See, he had an option early on if he really wanted to back down. That was a great collapse, but the whole point being is he had a chance to back down in that situation and opted to finish off that kill and go 1 for 1. You have that luxury when you have the lead.
And that is going to be their 46. He hits the body shot there, though. That was super impressive despite not being able to get the kill. Down by 6. Can Splyce come back into this game? Or will Liquid find themselves a victory? Moving on in the winner bracket, they picked up the new overshield as well, and this is spelling doom for Splyce. Shooter's going to get caught with his pants down by the driveway. Boo Boo Doo looking for anything that could bring him back in this game. Sniper's actually going to be by glass, and that is going to have to prompt everyone to get back, maybe slow things down as much as they possibly can, see if they can get picks where they can find him, right? Anything at this point. They do manage to find one. Shotzi gets the kill on Rain. 49-50, and that is going to do it. A double kill coming out, I believe, from Eco, and that will be Liquid coming back in this series, winning 3 straight and sending Splyce to the losers bracket. But my goodness, what a series we saw from these 8 players.
Massive reverse sweep for Team Liquid. Just when you think that they're out, don't count them down just yet. Squads like Liquid, squads like Envy are some of the most dangerous once backed in the corner.
They proved why when the discussion comes for who are the top 3 in competitive Halo, you always hear Liquid's name brought up, right? You know, maybe not everyone brings it up, but I hear it a majority of the time.
There's no one else that's a confirmed top 3. I mean, it's clearly those 3. I have yet to see a great argument for anyone else being considered to be a top 3 squad.
But for Splyce, though, their road not over yet. So much that they could bring to the table, especially going into the losers bracket. That loser bracket is going to become a shark pit. So these guys, everyone knows that Splyce is here to play. That was what's insane, though, is while that game was oftentimes it would find these like wide gaps, they managed to bring it within 3, and then it'll go back to like 5 or 6, and then back to 3 or 2 or 3. And it's like that has to be just like it was an intense game. It was a very intense game, start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely. That entire series also was close outside of the 2 flag games, I think, where those were both 3-0 games. Every other game was insanely close.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for myself and Walshy here in the caster desk. But for now, let's send it over to